a particular bad episode, should my partner go to the A&E or emergency room? I've been told that they will simply put her on a high dose of IV of benzo medication. How can an FND patient receive proper care in an ER or A&E setting?
Yeah, that's a very difficult one. It's a bit like the pregnancy one. I mean, the problem is, if you go to an emergency department with most of these sort of symptoms, it might be a seizure or paralysis. You're going to encounter either, the chances are that you'll encounter a doctor who's very anxious about what's going on, thinks you're having a stroke or an epileptic seizure, and is going to do lots of unnecessary tests. Or you may encounter someone who doesn't treat you very well or with respect. Now, that's not always the case, and there's plenty of examples where that doesn't happen. But for most patients, if you're having your normal kind of attack, even if it's really scary looking, if it's your normal attack and you've discussed it with a health professional in advance, usually it's better if you can not to get emergency treatment, because it doesn't normally help. And normally, as you say, you just fill you up with lots of sedatives. Now, I have to be very careful here not to be saying to people, don't go to the emergency department. You know, I think you have to use your common sense. If you have a new symptom, then of course you've got to do what you think's safe. But I have many patients who find it helpful actually to be able to discuss this in advance with their neurologist or someone that's looking after them, and talk through, well, what would I do if I had this happened? And if I have a seizure that lasts, like, you know, is there any point ringing the ambulance? And usually the answer is no, there isn't, because the person is not in danger. They're not going to die, even nothing dreadful is going to happen. The worst thing that might happen is that they'll be very immobile and might need hospital care because of that. But that doesn't necessarily need to happen as an emergency. So learning to manage these acute episodes and relapses at home is often part of treatment, where that's delivered by someone who's got an interest in the condition.